Hello friends, welcome back to the channel. My name's Osirus and today I'm going to show you the best methods for hitting 1000 battles so you can finally unlock the shiny charm in Pokémon Legends Z-A. Now before we get into this guide, just to let you know, I will be covering some post-game content in this video. So if you're only partially way through your journey in Lumiose City, then you may want to just bookmark this video and come back to it when it's a more appropriate time. But the reason that I'm posting this video now is that I know some of you are at the stage where you have begun grinding those 1000 battles that you need to rack up to get the shiny charm. And I thought rather than post this later, to get this information out as early as possible so it can be of benefit and hopefully save you some time. So earlier today, I managed to finally get the shiny charm item in Legends Z-A. As of recording this video, it's the only current way we know of right now to boost shiny chances of wild Pokemon. The shiny charm, once you've received it, brings the shiny odds down from 1 in 4096 to 1 in 1024, which is a dramatic jump and one that will make getting shiny Pokemon you want a whole lot easier. You get the shiny charm as a reward for completing your Pokédex research tasks given to you at the start of the game by Mabel. Most of the tasks in there are pretty simple to complete, involving a lot of catching, acquiring Megastones, evolving, and some trading of Pokemon. The one that everyone seems to be left to complete after everything else though is the research task that requires you completing 1000 battles. And just FYI, this task may not appear as 1000 battles needs to be complete in your game just yet, but trust me, the research updates as you hit each milestone set by Mabel at the time in game. It's a daunting task to say the least, and after finishing the game, I'd say you'd roughly have between 200 and 300 battles complete, depending on how much time you additionally put into the Z-A Royale, of course. Meaning to finish this research and get the shiny charm, you still have a long way to go. So from my extensive testing, there are two options for battle grinding I'm going to give you in today's video. One is a little more variable on battles you can do per hour, and one is way more consistent, but on the slower end of the two. My first suggestion is Restaurant Lana. This restaurant in Vert Sector 6 is going to be one of the best places to grind battles if you don't have really high level Pokemon just yet. When you head inside and speak to the NPC at the desk, for the price of 300 Pokédollars, which you will make back of course, you'll then face 3 trainers back to back with their Pokemon levels being no higher than level 30. So even with a just finished game team of Pokemon, you'll be able to run through all of these trainers with very little issue. The whole run takes around 3 minutes in total, so a battle per minute, which overall isn't that bad. It's a very repetitive method, but very consistent, and as a bonus, you'll make a small amount of money each time you complete a run. So doing battles here will give you around 60 battles complete per hour, meaning to reach 1000 battles after completing the game, you'll roughly need to spend between 12 to 14 hours doing this, which saying it sounds brutal, I know. The other method which I'm going to suggest in today's video is a little bit more variable on the battles you can do per hour, and that's going to be in the Z-A Royale. There is a little setup for this, but don't worry, I'll guide you through setting up the whole thing so you can get it done in next to no time. For this method, you're going to need to get a Dragonite. And a big shout out to Anthony_0313, Japanese player RNX, who came up with this original strategy for this. Now, you can either catch a Dratini in this location on the roof of Restaurant Lana in Vert Sector 6 and level it up from there. Or if you are in the post game and have access to Wild Zone 20, which becomes available after you complete the main story, you can catch an Alpha Dragonite that appears in the central area of this Wild Zone. Also, a quick tip to quickly cycle the alpha spawns in the center of this area. When you arrive at Wild Zone 20, you want to come through the gate here and you are going to want to turn left. And you're looking for this pathway down here. Any Pokemon, like I say, that are going to get in the way, interfere, just knock them out. It's this path here. The entrance is right there. And all we're going to do is just walk towards the central area. And you'll see alpha Pokemon spawning in. And all we want to do is just keep them in sight and walk all the way back to the gate, the fence line. And you'll see at least the Gardevoir will spawn. So you can just keep running backwards and forwards. And you want to just repeat this process. We've got a Glaceon there, and it depends on the Holuchias or the other alphas location. If they're a little bit further back, they will despawn as well, but most of the time you're just going to be able to kind of spawn in one at a time. Sometimes, depending on both the positions, you'll get lucky, you'll be able to spawn 2, so that just speeds the process up. Now you just want to repeat this process over and over and over again until a Dragonite spawns in this area, and that's going to be an easy way for you to get an Alpha Dragonite from this location. Just bear in mind that this might take a little while to spawn in the Dragonite. It took me a long time, but it was definitely worth doing here rather than getting a Dratini and then leveling it up and all the way through there. The other reason it's worth grabbing one from Wild Zone 20 is that it will be around level 64, and when caught, it's an alpha Pokemon, so it will have 3 guaranteed perfect IVs. So essentially, in the training up process we're about to do, it saves you some resources later on in this process. So once you've managed to get your Dragonite from either location, the Dratini or the Alpha from Wild Zone 20, level it up to 100 or as close to 100 as possible. Give it the moveset Extreme Speed, Outrage, Fire Punch, and if you have the TM for it, Earthquake. If you don't, then you can use Bulldoze for coverage against those Steel types, which you get from unlocking Research level 18. The most important move on this set is Extreme Speed. Everything else is just there for coverage, so those 3 moves could be anything that you prefer to have there just to hit Ghost types and Steel types that you're going to come up against in the Z-A Royale. Next, we need to EV train Dragonite. To do this, you will need bottle caps. You can get 10 bottle caps from completing Research level 36 in your Pokédex Research. They also have a small chance to be rewarded as a prize in the Z-A Infinite Royale. So once you've done the promotional match, you do have the chance to get bottle caps through that facility. Now, once you've got your Dragonite and you've got your bottle caps, head to the Justice Dojo, which is located here on your map. Once here, head inside the courtyard and come to the right to speak with this NPC here, who will offer to hyper train any Pokemon over level 50 with the use of bottle caps or even gold bottle caps if you've got access to those. You want to select all of Dragonite's stats that aren't already 31 to hyper train. Just don't select the special attack stat to hyper train, as you won't be using any special attacking moves in this strategy, and this would just be a waste of a bottle cap unless you're really keen on having 31 stats across the board. Next, we need to change its nature to Adamant. If you got lucky and caught an Adamant Dragonite or Dratini, then congratulations, you can skip this next step. You want to head to this location I've marked on the map in the Rouge sector. Close fly point is Cafe Ami. In this area, you will find vendors who will sell nature mints. The first floralist you come to will sell adamant ones, which cost 20,000 Pokédollars each, and the other mints can be bought from different vendors in this area. Now, with that done, we need to EV train Dragonite. Firstly, if you've had Dragonite in your team while doing any wild Pokemon battles at all during your run, it's likely gonna have some random EVs, so we'll need to remove them first. To do this, head over to the Rust Syndicate office. Once inside, head to the desk and on your right, speak to the NPC who will remove all EVs gained by a Pokemon, and only for the cost of 3 Mega Shards. Again, if you freshly caught a Dragonite in Wild Zone 20 and haven't defeated or done any battles with this Dragonite, you can skip the EV removing step. Next, head to any Pokemon Center, buy 25 HP ups and 25 proteins. These aren't the cheapest items to buy at 5,000 Pokédollars each, but trust me, you will make more than your money back when training this Dragonite finished. Now we want to give the Adamant Nature Mint to Dragonite, the 25 HP ups, and then 2 Health Feathers. You should have picked these up from just journeying around Lumios, the 25 Proteins, and 2 Muscle Feathers. And your Dragonite should look like this in-game with the same stats and moveset that we've got shown on screen right now. Now, if you don't have any of the feathers, just buy an additional HP up and an additional protein, 26 HP ups and 26 proteins. The muscle and the health feathers just save you a little bit of money in this process. And the final thing that you're going to need is a normal gem item. This item will boost the overall power of normal type moves, meaning the extreme speed is going to be hitting as hard as possible, which essentially equals more knockouts in less time, which is what we're looking for. You will need to first head to Lumios Museum, located just north of Wild Zone 4 in the Rouge sector. In here, speak to these 2 NPCs who will ask you to help find their 12 Spuda who have went missing around the museum. And this isn't the most difficult side mission to do. It's actually quite an enjoyable side mission where you'll just wander around the museum. You can turn on tracking as well to help find the Spuda dotted around everywhere, but it gives you a nice look at some awesome Pokemon history. And once you've found that 12th one, the mission will then be complete and you'll receive 3 normal gems. Give one to the Dragonite as a hold item and it's finally trained up and we're ready to go. Next, we just need to go to any nearest Pokemon Center, find a bench and turn day to night. So the Z-A Royale begins. Now, the tactic with this Dragonite once it's trained up is to essentially go into the Z-A Royale and sneak up on as many opponents as possible using extreme speed. This is incredible for a couple of reasons. It not only knocks out the opponents most of the time in one hit in literally seconds, but even if you are spotted on the sneak up, the extreme speed will normally land before the opponent can engage a battle, which essentially skips the whole battle starting cutscene, meaning you can rack up more battles complete in a ridiculously short amount of time. Now, on the faster end of these runs, you can get up to 50 wins per Z-A Royale, and on the slower end, you'll be hitting the low 30s, which is still slightly faster than doing battles in the restaurant. So even if you're on the slower end, which I assume most of you won't be, you'll be that mid-ground to higher ground, you're going to be running through and getting battles done a lot quicker than what you would be at the restaurant. And on top of this is also a phenomenal method for money farming. Doing this will literally mean you don't need to worry about Pokédollars in the game ever again. I'd estimate if we're doing this on the mid to faster end of runs, getting between 35 to 40 battles done per Z-A Royale, you'd be able to complete 1,000 battles in around 8 to 9 hours. And that's based on you already completing about 200 to 300 battles as you went through the game. Between the Restaurant Luna and the Dragonite strategy in the Infinite Z-A Royale, these two methods are going to be your best and quickest options to complete 1,000 battles and finally unlock the shiny charm. So I hope this video has somewhat been helpful. If you're on the quest to getting your own shiny charm in game, if it has, please do consider dropping a like on the video and do subscribe to the channel to stay up to date with more of our Pokemon Z-A content like this. Have a great rest of your day, friends, and good luck with your shiny charm quests and getting those 1,000 battles complete. And I'll see you in another video very soon. So until then, friends, take care of yourselves and bye-bye.